Stop! Do not flog her!
In a kingdom filled with glory, beneath golden skies and towering walls, there ruled a mighty king. He was feared by his enemies, honored by his people, and loved throughout the land. But above all the treasures in his kingdom, there was one he cherished most, his beloved daughter. She was the joy of his heart, the light within his palace, and the delight of his soul. And often, the king would spend time alone with her, speaking with her, laughing with her, loving her deeply. Day after day, peace filled the kingdom. Music echoed through the palace halls. Laughter flowed through the royal gardens, and the king's heart rested in joy. But beyond the beauty of the palace walls, a shadow had begun to grow. One day, a servant rushed into the royal court in fear. "O king, may your reign endure forever. Someone has stolen from the royal treasury." The court fell silent. The king rose in anger. "Whoever has done this," he declared, "shall be publicly disgraced and beaten with 35 lashes before the people." Fear spread through the kingdom, but the very next day more treasures vanished from the treasury. The thief had ignored the king's warning. Rage filled the heart of the king, and before all the kingdom, he cried, "The punishment shall be doubled. 70 lashes shall fall upon the guilty." The people trembled, for the king's word could not be broken. Days passed, until at last, the thief was found. A servant entered the throne room, trembling. "O king, we have found the one responsible." The king stepped forward. "Then speak." Silence filled the room, and with a shaking voice, the servant whispered, "The thief is your daughter." The king froze in horror. "No! This cannot be! My daughter? Stealing from the royal treasury?" In that moment, the heart of the king was shattered. That night, the palace fell silent. No music played. No celebration remained. The king shut himself away in mourning, torn between love and justice. For the law demanded punishment, but love would not let him rest. Morning came, and the whole kingdom gathered in the public square. Soldiers stood ready. The stake was prepared. And there, before the eyes of the people, stood the king's beloved daughter, bound for punishment, bound by the law. The king watched from his throne beneath the royal canopy, silent, broken, unmoving. The soldiers lifted their whips. The crowd held its breath. And just as the first lash was about to fall, the king cried out, "Stop!
Do not flog her!"
Silence covered the square. The people watched in confusion, wondering if the king would break his own decree. Slowly, the king rose from his throne. He stepped down from beneath the royal canopy and walked toward his daughter. Every eye followed him. No one understood what the king was about to do. The king reached his daughter and tore his royal robe. Then he wrapped his arms around her, shielding her completely. The crowd stared in shock, and with the voice of a king, he gave the command, "Now, flog her!" And the lashes began to fall.
Hold on, my daughter.
But
I
every
am with
strike
you.
meant for the
Do not be
daughter
afraid.
fell upon the king instead. Love stood between justice and judgment and took her place. The crowd watched in horror and sorrow as their king bore the punishment himself. Above them, the heavens opened. Golden light poured through the clouds, as though heaven itself bore witness to the sacrifice. Weak, wounded, and trembling, the king fell to the ground. His daughter caught him in her arms, crying bitterly. The crowd stood silent. Soldiers lowered their heads in grief, and with his final strength, the king spoke softly to his daughter. "My child, I bore this punishment for you because I love you. The judgment is satisfied. You are free. Go and sin no more." And as the golden light covered them, the king became still in her arms. The daughter wept uncontrollably, holding the one who had taken her place, and the kingdom would never forget. The price of true love.